Hi Adele, this is Joey, and you asked, so I'm going to show you, or at least talk through, the way that I would typically do a wedding with the iPad. So I've got, and I can't change the camera while I'm recording. So this is the iPad 12.9 inch, and I did get the ridiculously overpriced keyboard with this too. I have, along with this, I've got a smaller, just like a number pad keyboard that I'll use sometimes when I'm not using this whole thing. This will pop off pretty easily. And I can take this out and actually sit in the passenger seat of a car with that small little keyboard and use it to advance photos with the arrow keys, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So Apple sells an SD card reader for USB-C that'll plug right into here. And what I'll typically do is take my so my cameras, I shoot Fuji, everything goes onto SD cards. So if you shoot one of the new, if you shoot a camera with compact flash or the new CF Express cards, this may not work as well. I don't know. There are probably USB-C readers for those, but I know Apple has the SD one. So I just put all the cards in there, and then I'll open up Lightroom, and this is my like professional library. By the way, if you get one of these, you just have to accept that it's going to look like absolutely disgusting after about an hour. I mean, you just get like fingerprints, and I know this is going to look seriously gross, but yours is going to look gross too. Unless I should have just cleaned it. But anyway, so you can see here, this is like my professional library. I've got a personal one too. But what I'll typically do is just dump everything into all photos, and you go up here and you hit the three little dots and add photos, and you can see there's a little grayed out icon there from camera device. So that's where the SD card will show up. And I just import everything into here because I've actually found it's really easy to call. The iPad processes RAW files faster than any computer that I've worked with. So you know how like in Lightroom traditionally you'd have to wait for the RAWs to process? And that's why like Photo Mechanic or Adobe Bridge became popular ways to like go through and like just pick the winners, pick the keepers. The iPad I've found is so fast I don't even need to do that. So what I'll do is I'll go through and I usually wind up picking about 15 to 20% of my photos, and I'll star them with I just press number 1 to give it 1 star, and then I'll do I'll do a filter search like this, like equals 1 star, and then I can go through and hit select like for a specific date, and I'll say like, okay, October 17th. I want all the 1-star photos from that date. You can see there's 149 there, and I'll just go add to, and I'll create a new album for that wedding. Now you might ask like, well, what about all the ones that don't get culled? Well, what I'll do after that is, after I'm done with the wedding and I've delivered the photos and everybody feels good about everything, what I'll go ahead and do is I'll go through and I'll just delete everything. And I could probably do the deleting sooner because the deleted photos in Lightroom Mobile stick around for 60 days. So I'll go through, and pick out the 600 to 800, and then I'll 2-star some of them, and you can create new albums from that. Here's just a kind of a up close look at the interface. So this is your sort of development interface. Here's the pencil, so I can go through. Here's all like my light controls for like sliders. And I can operate on sliders there. I mean, you can add, brush effects like that, and then I can, specify what I want to happen there. And it's really like fabulous. So one thing that you have to think through is how you're going to get 200 gigabytes of photos to upload, because they're all going to need to upload in order for Lightroom to be happy. I have a fiber optic connection at my office here, which means I can get 200 gigabytes uploaded to the cloud in like a couple of hours if that iPad sits here for that long. Your home internet's probably not going to be fast enough unless you have Fios. If you have Fios, it'll probably be okay. But that's the one bugaboo about this workflow is you're going to have to get a lot of files up to the cloud, even the ones that you delete, unless you go through load everything and then permanently delete, which is an option. Permanently delete everything before you connect it to the internet. And even then, I don't know if Lightroom would be happy about that. So that's one thing to think through. If you want to just like have a live FaceTime, we can do that too. But you just ask for the workflow, and this is easier than typing. So I hope that helped maybe.